It's not like Amber is racist or anything. She just doesn't want to be referred to as black. I accept a great deal of responsibility for her attitude, as we never told her she was black until age 10. Where we lived in Casper, Wyoming, race was non-existent. People were people and were not defined by their race. Besides, there weren't many blacks. My husband was one of the few, but his skin was beige and he used a texturizer on his hair. So the black people Amber saw on television did not look like her dad. It never occurred to her that he was black, and we never discussed it. He was estranged from his family, mostly over the fact that he married me, a Nordic-looking Caucasian. The great disconnect afforded us no opportunities to introduce Amber to the black side of her family. Because her skin was as pale as mine, she always identified with me. She was white in her mind. Her hair was sandy blonde, but it was very kinky. Since her Irish and Jewish friends had spirally hair, she never considered the possibility that there was anything other than pure Aryan blood running through her blue veins. However, that would all change. It was the first day of classes, and Amber was excited about starting middle school. She would attend a school with students who were from area feeder schools. Amber was quite the social butterfly, and she immediately began to make new friends. It was the most diverse collection of faces she had ever seen. She would catch the eye of one of those new faces almost instantaneously. Willie Watkins was a tall, lean boy for his age. He was popular among the children and well known in his community. His father owned a successful business in town, and his mother was an attractive socialite from an old money family. Little Willie was especially interested in Amber and asked her if they could start dating. Amber was intrigued but had reservations. Sensing the stark contrast between Willie and her, she advised him that it would not be a good fit. Willie was not one to accept rejection on its face, and he respectfully inquired further. Reluctantly, Amber informed him that because he's black, they might have little in common. "Well, you're black too," he kindly reminded my daughter. "I'm not black. Look at me. I'm white." "Well, I know your daddy. Your daddy is black." "My daddy is tan. He's not black." "Oh, no? Well, ask him. My daddy knows your daddy, and he said your mama is white and your daddy is black." It was later communicated to us that Amber turned beet red and began to cry. She was not so much hurt by the news as she was embarrassed in front of her friends. Her whole world was crumbling around her on the first day of middle school and in front of her friends, new and old. I got the phone call at work that I need to come pick her up from school. Since I was on call and doing rotations, I could not leave. I told the administrator that I would have her dad come, but I was quickly shut down. She doesn't want her dad coming up here. I called a friend of mine who was on the pickup list and asked her to go get Amber. Mary was a stay-at-home mom, and she was more than happy to oblige. Mary would fill in the details for me when I got home that evening. I was surprised that Amber had reacted so strongly to being called black, but I later realized why. It's not that she didn't like black people. It's just that her whole identity had been built around the fact that she was like everyone else, white. Being black made her different. Not necessarily inferior, just different. What's worse, her whole life came unraveled in front of the people who respected her the most. When I finally calmed her down enough to talk to her, I tried to explain to her that she is black. She did not understand the concept of race. To her, black was a color, and since her color was alabaster, she could not possibly be black. I tried to explain to Amber that race was also a culture. She quickly shut me down. Culture means the things you do and the family you have. We don't do any black things, and we don't have any black family. So how can I be black? She had a very good point.